What's up, y'all? We back for another episode of the Klever Logic Podcast. If we look like we're wearing the same thing, it's because we are.
We are.
Same day, you know what I'm saying? We breaking down the episodes,
Different weeks,
baby.
too. Different
But we in the mid and
we didn't film this all on the same day.
Right. We came back. We're the same shit.
we was trapping in the same clothes, getting it out the mud. I'm a thug. Okay. But yeah, though, so we talking. Yeah, so look, right, man, we was talking about those the top 10 list, man. We gonna go into our top 5. But before we get in our top 5, man, they're giving Clev shit about throwing that Future Dirty Sprite on there, man.
on there, man.
So
Okay,
real quick though, before you justify your thug, what was your bottom 5 on your list again, real quick?
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it out.
You got to justify his thug, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, my bottom 5 is Future Dirty Sprite 2.
Okay.
Number 9, J. Cole, Forest Hills Drive. Number 8, Cameron, Purple Haze. Number 7, Lil Wayne, Carter 2. And number 6, Drake, Take Care.
That's crazy. And my bottom 5 was Common, B, Fuji's The Score, Kendrick Damn, Ross, Teflon Don, and Kanye West, College Dropout.
That's solid. I ain't going.
So now, the people want answers.
Okay.
People want answers, Claire.
So here we go. I'm just gonna go through the entire track list of Dirty Sprite 2.
I'll wait.
We're all waiting. The tension in the room is thick.
Out the gate, thought it was a drought. I just fucked your bitch some Gucci flip flops. Anthem, out the gate. I serve the bass. Where you at with Drake?
Let me see your Remy bottle. Keep going.
Yeah. Where you at with Drake? Groupies, Little Ones, Stick Talk, Freak Hoe, Rotation, Slave Master, Blow Up Bad, Colossal, Rich Sex, Blood on the Money, Trap Niggas, The Percocet and Stripper Joint, Real Sisters, Know the Meaning, Fuck Up Some Commas. Like, this is a classic trap album. This is a classic album.
8 out of 15 songs.
It's a classic album. For me, this is the last great. Because here's the thing, I tried to keep it to actual studio album releases. None of them projects like 56 Nights, Monster, Beast Mode, those were mixtapes.
Right.
That's a completely separate list for a separate day.
Hey, Clef said Dirty Sprite 2 is a top 10 album of all time. I'm just talking to the people. I'm just talking to the people. My bad. I'm talking to the people.
I gotta slide on here. I slide on here real quick. Fuck
No,
that.
so look, so look, right.
Now we talked about Clev. Did you have any disputes about any of Logic's?
Hold on,
bottom
let's
5?
continue to talk. Let's keep shitting on Claire first. Okay, we gotta keep your shit over here. No, so look, right. I think Claire's list was pretty. Like all the songs that's on Claire's list, all the albums, my bad, I like, but I didn't think not one was like the one. Like to me, Come Home With Me is better than Purple Haze. Like to me,
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't.
like
be
you know
mad
what I'm
at
saying.
that.
So it's like, go ahead.
I think Clev put that Future album on there because of the meaning, like he said, behind it.
Yeah.
But because of the whole run. So he just used that particular album.
Yeah, because that album was
whole
like
run.
that was the cherry on top of the entire run. That was the studio album.
But it wasn't because of that album though.
Because
No,
Was it because of that album?
was better
It's-
than that album.
It's also because of the album for me. It's both for me. It's the run and the album for me personally.
Clev said, "Fuck what y'all talking about. This
Pretty,
is what he like."
pretty much.
Hey, and if y'all heard my list, none of y'all will agree with none of my shit. So I understand.
Claire smoked blacks without taking the inserts out. So that just let y'all know where Claire. Claire don't freak his blacks.
The disrespect. The disrespect.
Claire don't freak his blacks, man. This what happens when you don't freak your blacks.
You gotta roll that bitch.
Yo, this
roll
what
that
happens.
bitch in the plastic.
But no,
yo.
so hold on. Let's see. So Dirty Sprite, J. Cole, 2014, Forest Hill Drive. See, that's one of my favorite J. Cole albums. So I can't shit on that album. I fuck with it a lot. But I would have never thought to put it in the top 10. But I do understand you putting it there. Cameron, Purple Haze, like, and niggas probably gonna kill me for it, but that's the one Cam album I didn't really like rock with Purple Haze that hard. I didn't.
You like Killer Season better than Purple Haze?
No, I think around like Come Home. For me, it's hard for me. Like this is just me. This is why I'm whack when it comes to music, because like once I heard Come Home with Me, you got to get better than that.
That's a dope album.
You got to. It's like if you drop a 9 and then you come back with an 8.7, it's like I can't get hype over this 8.7 because I heard that.
I put it over. 'Cause overall, it's the production is better.
The beats.
The production in Purple Haze is way better.
I don't know. Because it sounds like he just ran to Kanye and like, yo, give me all that other that sped up soul. That's what it sounds like. And then when he realized how much Kanye was charging, man, Harlem Heat Makers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna get that same sound for half the price.
Man,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like
that Down and Out Forever.
I like Down and Out.
Take Him to Church. The Mace diss. Fire.
Was Get 'Em Girl on there?
Yes.
I like Get 'Em Girl.
Yes.
I like that, but it was just like, I don't know. And then Drake Take Care. I struggle with Drake because I struggle with putting the Drake album on my top 10 because Drake is he's one of the ones who, for me, right, he makes great songs. If you were to do a top 10 songs of all time, like Drake might have 2 or 3 of them.
Right.
But
Exactly.
he doesn't have the albums.
And I agree. I agree.
Now, you do know there was a song on there that Kanye didn't produce, but he took credit for on that Purple Haze.
Which one?
The Down and Out.
Really?
He said it. He actually said
got
it
some
in the
ghost
interview.
production.
He said it was somebody else in his camp that produced it, and he took credit for it, and he said he was going to stop doing that because his people deserved credit.
That's what's up.
And it sounds like something Kanye would do, though.
Yeah, that sounds like some yay shit.
I'm talking about the music.
Yeah, Drake is fire, but
No,
do Drake got a top 10 album, though?
But no,
That's a young boy, too. That's a young boy, too.
I get the argument, but then for me personally, that album and then one more album on my list, like, defined college from, I was in college when these albums came out.
Okay.
So it is, like I said, my list is way more personal than yours, I think.
Oh, no.
I ain't gonna lie, I love your list though. So.
I like your, like I said, other than just, but it's dope because I respect your opinion on music. So now I'm gonna go back and listen to what you were saying. I'm gonna go back and listen to Dirty Sprite too. I'm gonna go back and listen to Purple Haze, and I'm gonna listen to a different.
Definitely gonna give it another listen.
Because listen, I had told June that the Dogfather was fire when he first heard it a long time ago. He hated it. I'm like, no, go back and listen to the Dogfather.
I was disappointed in it. I didn't hate it. I just didn't.
No.
It came right after Doggy Style.
Yeah, it came out right after Doggy Style. So
I remember not liking it either.
No Dr. Dre.
You know what I'm saying? You had the same.
It came right after Doggy Style. And it's
But
like you came at Doggy Style with this.
Yeah.
Well, I was
exactly.
like, I was
That's
like,
exactly how I
no.
felt.
I'm like, no, June, go back and listen to the Dogfather.
I listened to it again. It sounds better now.
And what was your other one? Because we got through 4 of yours. We got through Dirty Sprite. We got through 2014 Forest Hill, Cameron, Purple Haze. Oh, Drake Take Care.
Carter 2.
Carter 2. Is Carter 2, so Carter 2, in your opinion, are you saying Carter 2 is Kanye? Carter 2 is Lil Wayne's best album or just your favorite album?
That's his best studio album to me.
Okay, name some of the songs that's on there. Because we didn't do that the first time,
we did not.
so we can do that now.
Go ahead.
So let me ask you this. If it's one of your favorite personal albums, you got to go through and find the songs on the album.
Nigga always got some shit. This nigga always got something to say. Like an asshole.
It's so personal.
Right.
What's my kid name again? Damn.
So like The Mob, Money on My Mind, Fireman, Best Rapper Alive, Hit 'Em Up, Hustler Music, Shooter, Feel Me. Like it got some heat.
You made a mistake because you said Lollipop was on this album.
No, I said Lollipop was on Carter 3. I said I like Carter 2 because he was still hungry.
I think you said that off camera, but it might have been like a little slip.
No, when I said Lollipop, when Lollipop came out, he was already a made man. That's what I said.
The Mob, the Mob go hard.
I think you have to put one of those 3 Carters, one of the first 3 Carters on your list.
Why you think that?
No matter which one.
It really don't.
Why you think it got to be there?
They all fire. It just depends on which Wayne that you like more. Like he said, that hungry Wayne, that one he just spitting on that first Carter. That's my favorite one. The first Carter.
Listen, the first Carter had
Birdman, JR, Go
the
DJ,
first Carter had the Manny
Bring
Fresh
It Back,
productions on that
all
bitch.
that shit. Yeah, that's my shit. But then, like he said, that Carter 2, he was still hungry on there. That Fireman and Hustler Music, all that shit go
Money on
hard.
my mind, the mind.
And then once you get to Carter 3, he was the biggest star in
He
the
was the
world.
biggest
That's
rapper in the
Millie.
world.
And we all know what a Millie did.
So that is a Millie, Lollipop, La La,
Shit with
Mrs.
T-Pain,
Officer.
Mrs. Officer.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much about that. Only reason because we ain't went through our other 5 yet, so I don't want to spoil the 5. But I want to come back to that Wayne conversation because that's a dope conversation.
Okay.
I definitely want to talk a little bit more about Wayne. Yeah. And my 5 was I had Common B, Fuji's The Score. I'm trying to remember what it was because I got my phone on live. I don't want to go back through there.
Right, I had to get out loud and look at my.
What else did I have? I had Kendrick Damn.
You had Kanye.
College Dropout.
Teflon
Rick Ross,
Don.
Teflon Don. So what you think about my bottom 5?
Common B arguably could have made my top 10.
Boom.
I
never heard Common B?
I love that album.
You gonna like that one?
I love that album because it's like, and this goes back to what I was talking about with you with Nas when I feel like what Nas is putting out now is the greatest body of work in his career.
Okay.
Because he finally found the production.
Okay.
Common already did 4 or 5 albums at this point already. He found the production. He was still rapping the same like he was like for Water for Chocolate. He was rapping the same, you know what I'm saying? But when you find, it's something about it. When you find it, that shit is magical. That is an amazing album.
I'm gonna tell you something. Common first debuted in '93,
Resurrection.
and B was in 2005.
I Used to Love Her. That's a legendary song.
Yeah.
So I feel like Scotty right now as he's complimenting my list. I know I wrote it. I wrote it. Ain't that who say that? The nigga,
That was a
the
testament to what Klever was saying.
I know, but it was on my list though. So thank you for complimenting my
He said,
list.
"No, I didn't."
I know I wrote it.
But yeah,
I wrote
that,
it. No. Oh, let me ask you about the score because I got a score right after that. What do you remember about that album? Do
We
you
used to
remember
be
that album?
number 10.
Now we permanented one in the battle, lost my finger.
Honestly-
Knife became my arm.
honestly, I only really remember the singles, but
Which ones do you remember?
Fuji La, I love Fuji
Okay.
La.
Remember Ready or Not?
I love Ready or Not. And Killing Me Softly,
Okay.
even though that's I think
A remake.
that's one of the best remakes though.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
one of the best remakes.
That's how
ever.
you remake.
That's one of the best remakes ever.
That's how you remake.
But I mean, to be honest though, this makes me want to go back and listen to the rest of the album because I am unfamiliar with the rest of the
Okay,
album.
cool.
But it's like, even though I haven't heard it all, I can recognize that and look at that and be like, okay, I know this is like a classic album.
Oh, dope. Teflon Don, what you think about it?
Classic.
Okay.
That's one of the albums that I said it helps the argument to be a classic if it's no skips.
There you go.
That album has no skips.
All right. Kendrick Damn.
I felt like that was this was the album that he tried to do with To Pimp a Butterfly. I think this was a more condensed, streamlined version of that album. I think he perfected the message he tried to portray with that album. That's an amazing album.
And then there's no reason to even talk about Kanye, College Dropout, right? Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. I got Kanye West, College Dropout as Ye's best album.
And it's not.
Because obviously I can only have one Ye album on there.
Right.
So if I got College Dropout on there already, Reasonable Doubt, Get Rich or Die Trying, Illmatic, 36. Oh, we doing our top 10 list, Fino. So we only at number 10 up to number 6. We're going to do our top 5 later. So we ain't went through all the albums yet.
Right.
So we just giving them our bottom 5 right now. We're going to give them the rest of them later. But yeah, so I think College Dropout is Ye's best.
Okay.
Obviously, because it's on there.
Right, 'cause it's on there.
Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
Okay, and we're not gonna go no further because don't go into what you think is his best, but tell me why you don't think College Dropout is his best.
I think first of all, we talked about the skits. I think the skits really bogged down the album. And then I think, once again, I'm big on production. The album, and I'm not going to say it just yet, but the album that I have on my list, I feel like is by far his best produced album.
And I already know what album it is, because you talked before.
Yeah.
And you ain't told me your list, but I just know just based on what you like.
Right.
And I'll be willing to bet that if we go song for song, College Dropout has better beats. But what I do believe is that the one that you like has bigger production.
Oh, yeah.
The production is bigger,
And
but
then,
it's not
and
better.
then,
Yeah, we know the one, but I don't want to ruin his list.
The rollout, and then
Facts.
what he did to combat, because it was a time of, this was the biggest time of piracy at the time for all music, and the way he did his rollout was revolutionary.
All right, so here's my thing, right? And this kind of how I compared the album that you like to College Dropout.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you remember the song, and I'm not even being funny, Puffy, Big, Busta Rhymes, called Victory?
Yes.
Okay. Victory is big from the way it comes on.
Right.
The horn.
Got that orchestra feel, right.
It's huge. But to me, Victory is not better than Grinding, the beat. Clips.
I agree.
Super simple. The most simple. Everybody, when that song came out, I was in high school, everybody was trying to freestyle to that on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Doing the grinding beat. And it's like, that's kind of how I compare College Dropout to the one that you like. It's like, it's bigger. It feels like more money is invested in it. More time was taken. It's quality. Bigger orchestra, sounds, engineer. But it just, when I hear Through the Wire, it's just like,
Don't get me wrong.
None of these songs get me through the wire. None of these songs give me Spaceship. None of these songs give me All Falls Down.
All Falls Down is my favorite rap song ever.
The views and opinions expressed of Klever are not the
What?
views and opinions of Dope Ideas
Selena?
Media.
Yeah. I even like the original version with Lauren. Because that's the only reason Selena got on it.
He couldn't clear
because he couldn't clear it.
Couldn't clear the vocals. He cleared the actual songs, but couldn't get the vocals cleared.
But for me, the message, the music video was amazing.
The video was out cold.
Yeah, super dope. That first person perspective.
Yeah.
Almost made us like Stacey Dash.
Almost.
That didn't do it for me.
Yeah, almost.
But yeah, for me, like I love that song.
All right, let's do it, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into the top fives, man.
All right.
Claire, give me your number 5.
Woo! All right,
You better come with some heat. You better come with some heat.
Let me get that Remington, man. 'Cause this is okay.
You need to take a drink for this one. Number 5.
The Game documentary is my number 5.
Oh, I whomped the documentary. Oh shit.
The Game documentary.
That was a wrong whomp right there.
Shame on you.
Oh. The Game documentary is number 5. That's fire.
I think this is one of the greatest debut albums of an artist. For me.
Now you fooling.
For me.
Now you fooling.
You said doing too much.
See,
right now.
I was with him. and
Okay,
then he punched me in the stomach. But he ain't gave his other 4 yet, so he better be some great debuts in there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely some great debuts up on here.
All right.
But I think this reminded us that Dr. Dre is the legend that he is.
Let me see if I can do it. June 30th, 11:07, I got that call. She 8 centimeters, my little man about to fall. Like that, like father, like son is my favorite Game song. Like the documentary is hard.
And then,
but
okay, just to give you a couple songs on there.
go ahead.
West
We know
Side
the-
Story, Dreams, Hate It or Love It. Those 3 are just alone.
Now let me go ahead and be the hater. To me, Hate It or Love It don't stand the test of time.
Logic.
Oh no, want me. I'm sorry. I was thinking of This Is How We Do. I don't like this. This is how we do.
I still
that don't stand. That don't stand test time to me.
Womp him.
No. Hate It or Love It. The under.
But then-
Go ahead and I had it mixed up. My bad.
But then you like,
The wheels on my low rider. 4-5. Yeah.
but then like,
I 4-5 them. Kill a nigga on my song and really do it. That's the true meaning of a Ghost Rider.
Start from scratch. Where I'm
Start
from.
from scratch is hard. Let me see. We're not gonna spend. I'm not gonna. Let me see. I ain't gonna go too hard. We're gonna spend some time on these top 5.
Oh, yeah.
I try not to critique a little too much on them bottom 5. The documentary. Let me see. West Side Story. It was all right to me. Dreams, fire.
Fire.
Dreams is fire.
Fire.
That shit is fire. Hate It or Love It.
Fire.
Fire.
I was thinking of the wrong song. Hate It or Love It is fire. Higher.
That's the end. It's end.
How We Do, to me, when it came out, yes.
It's
now
still heat. It's still heat.
it don't do it to me.
Hey,
Don't do it to me.
listen, comment down below. Like, is How We Do still fire today in
it ain't-
2022?
it ain't for
Comment down below,
It
man.
ain't for me, cuz. Don't Need Your Love with Faith. I like that a lot.
Fire.
Church for Thugs, I ain't care for.
Yeah.
Put You on the Game, I ain't care for.
Yeah.
Start from Scratch, he went crazy.
Crazy.
The documentary,
But-
I liked it.
I ain't like Church. Didn't Swiss Beats do Church for Thugs? Swiss Beats did
I
one of them.
remember
Swiss
that,
Beats
like,
did one of them damn songs.
Where's my...
I hate Swiss Beats.
What's the joint that started off? I'm trying to find. I don't remember which one it was. This ain't on my top 5. But this started off with Busta Rhymes and Game in the car.
Oh, that start from scratch. No, that's like Fire Like Son.
Yeah,
Like Fire Like Son.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Like Fire Like Son.
That led off like Father Like Son. Running, I like that.
Right.
No More Fun and Games.
Hey, that's like the coldest Tony Yayo verse ever.
Yeah, Running
Oh,
was
Running.
No More Fun and Games. I ain't care for it. The Eminem joint, I ain't like it. Where I'm From, I ain't like it. Special.
What? What? You ain't like,
like it.
where I'm from? I'm a BLOOD. What?
I ain't care for it. I ain't care for it.
All right.
for it.
Okay, that's
Special. I ain't care for it.
Can't play it. So
cool. Right.
you can't.
I was just only playing a little bit and then turn it down. I ain't care for it. I ain't care for it. Don't Worry, Mary J. Blige. I ain't care for it. Like Father, Like Son goes crazy. I can't argue it. It's 18 songs total on the album, and for me, of 18, if I'm saying like how many songs is like Them Boys, Dreams, Hate It or Love It, Don't Need Your Love, Start from Scratch, Running, Like Father, Like Son. So for me, it's 6 out of 18. That's Them Boys.
Okay.
So 1/3 of it for me is them ones.
All right.
It's a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but I think that's the reason why like initial albums, like when you come out with a fire first album, why it's so dope, because you have no blueprint.
Right.
You coming in trying to do your thing. He got some of these songs, like I want to say it was Hate It or Love It was a 50 Cent song that he ended up giving again.
Now, also, the Doctor's Advocate was an honorable mention for me as well.
Okay.
That was really close to being.
I like Doctor's Advocate.
I like Doctor's Advocate.
I like that. My number 5 was, DMX. This is Dark Hell is Hot. What's up?
Love
What's
that
up?
album. Love it.
What's up?
I love it.
Critique it. Critique is dark. I dare you.
Dane Grease is one of my favorite
Critique is
90s
dark.
producers. I think his era of production, like, and I was explaining this to June earlier. Because I do not like Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood because of the production, because I am not a fan of Swiss Beats. I think It's Dark and Hell is Hot is far and a way better album.
It's Dark and Hell is Hot is damn near perfect. The prayer, the convo, that joint did it for me.
I don't listen.
If it takes for me to suffer for my brother to see the light.
Listen,
Give me
this
pain till I die.
is my older brother's favorite rapper.
And so, like, it got some songs that didn't stand the test of time to me. Stop, Drop, Shut 'Em Down, Open Up Shop. Yeah, it's cheesy. I give you that. Fucking with
That's
D.
still an anthem, though.
But it's
you can
cheesy,
play that
though.
right
Like,
now,
but
and
not-
it's going down.
I like what DJ Clue did.
It
with
depends on who.
like the remix with that, using the same. beat
Yeah,
with-
yeah,
with-
but yeah.
Bro, hearing the
That's-
story about that
Your dog's
song,
gone,
about
my
Swiss
dog-
telling the story that he had to bribe DMX to do that song. DMX didn't want to do it. Swiss had that beat for DMX. He told the story on Drink Champs. And DMX like, man, I ain't trying to do this corny popcorn shit. I'm trying to do this, that, whatever. So he gave DMX 2 other beats. But in return, DMX had to do the Rough Rider anthem. He just went in there and freestyled the shit. Stop.
It worked.
Drop. Shut him down, open up
It
shop.
worked.
Like, he just freestyled that. But what's on It's Dark and Hell is Hot? Like, to me, this music sounded like, and rest in peace to the dog, but it sounded like he wrote a lot of this shit while he was still addicted. Strong in his addiction. Because it's so conflicted in the stuff that he's talking about.
Doesn't that have Damien on there?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it got, and Damien, he was talking about drugs, you know what I'm saying? But he made it sound he was talking about the devil. Rough Riders anthem, fucking with D, look through my eyes, get at me, dog. Either let them fly, or give me death.
That's all Dame. That's all Dame Grease right there. That's all Dame Grease.
Boom, 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 kicking the door. ATF for my dogs. The convo. Niggas done started something. One of the hardest Mace's verse we done heard in a while.
Yeah.
Yo, Mason the locks be taking blocks from the out of state spots. Any nigga make it hot get found in a vacant lot. You don't really want to come try the one guy who stayed dumb high from blunt lie to Raka Shang Shang alumni who got more beef than us, who got more beef than an Islamic farm. So I pack enough Sonic. I don't remember. All right, anyway, but that shit was hard. Like
That's a great album. That's a great album.
Number 5, DMX. It's dark and hell is hot. All right, so what's your number 4?
No, so far you haven't said one album that I was just like no.
You said 2 that I said no. Future, Dirty Sprite, and then Cameron. That was it.
And that's way less than I thought that is. So
Yeah.
I ain't doing too bad. I'm not doing too bad.
All right, let's go on to your number 4. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Which I knew was which I'm surprised. Which I knew was your Ye album, but
yeah.
I'm surprised you got it so low.
Yeah.
So why, with you being as big of a Kanye fan that you are, and this being your personal list, why'd you put Ye at number 4?
I think the other 3 had an overall bigger impact in this project.
Okay.
I think even though, because this album didn't have a bigger overall impact on hip hop than
For you personally, though, right?
right. But like, okay, let's look at this.
Okay.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy overall didn't have a bigger impact than.
Don't tell what the first 3 are, though.
Yeah, well, no, than his first 2 albums.
Okay.
Kanye's first 2 albums, as an overall impact on hip hop, was a way bigger influence than this one.
You think so?
I think so.
And see, I kind of feel like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, like, created your genre. Like, I look at the Kid Cudis. I look at the Blacks. I look at even the Rod Waves. I look at the Morrays. I look at the Mo 3s. I look at all these guys, this whole I'm depressed, even though I'm rich, this dark sound. Like, I feel like Kanye, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, birthed all that. I feel like he made it cool to be dark. Like, Joe Budden was doing it first, but he didn't make it cool. Kanye made it cool to have those feelings.
But then we go down, but like,
Let me say this though. This album has my favorite Kanye West song on it.
What's that?
we go get to it.
Devil in the New Dress.
That is
Kanye didn't make the beat.
I'm not saying who made the
I
beat.
don't
This
care.
song is so dope to me though. That's why I went crazy when you said you liked the Selena Johnson joint with him better.
it's only because
You gotta stand on it, Jones. You gotta stand on it.
It's only because it got a much broader and more impactful meaning for my life.
Yeah,
and
the
things
video
that I
was dope.
going
As
through.
I don't know what to. And it helps that the video.
Yeah, but just as a song, like I said, that has my favorite Rick Ross verse on there.
Man,
Getting Tupac money twice over, like he was talking. So like
That sample that
Dark Fantasy, Power was.
Hold on Dark Fantasy, is that Nicki Minaj?
Yes.
Okay.
That's Nicki Minaj, and then actually, his one of the verses on there he had used on his the Hip Hop Award cipher when they did the Good Music cipher. There was in the suits and shit. He had used that verse. But Power, All the Lights, we got the greatest Nicki Minaj verse of all time on Monster. Crazy, and I'm not even a Nicki fan.
yeah
She
went crazy.
Snap. Devil in a New Dress, Runaway, Blame Game. And this is another huge impact, and I give this album so much credit for. Back in 2011, this was around the time to where music was getting pirated. Albums was routinely getting leaked a week, 2 weeks before it came out. So
This is 2010 though.
So when Kanye, the album leaked, but then when it came out, he added so much different. He added 3 extra minutes to Runaway. Dark Fantasy had so many
Those
different
3 good minutes though. Like,
but it set a blueprint to combat that. That's not a problem in music today now. But overall, I think it's his best produced album. It's his most complete album, and it was a breath of fresh air because as much as I love 808s and Heartbreaks, it was a breath of fresh air for him to just get back to the bars. He got back to the bars on this album.
so let's see. I want to talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Where are the bars, the Kanye bars, on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy?
Devil in a New Dress for me. I think. Oh, like that's.
I give you Devil in a New Dress. Went to the Jamaican spot, take a seat. Ordered the jerk. She said, "You are what you eat." Okay, where else are the bars? Because here's my thing about Beautiful Dark, and I noticed you skipped a couple songs, and I don't know if you just skipped them and named them because they weren't the bigger songs or because you weren't really feeling them. Like you skipped Gorgeous, you skipped Soul Paul, you skipped Hell of a Life, like. Where, because like I like
Hell of a Life was the skippable for me.
And see, like I like this album, but I didn't feel like Kanye was rapping on this. Like I didn't feel like Kanye snapped. Like Raekwon snapped on Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Kanye didn't really snap on Gorgeous like that. I like Power a lot, but I didn't take Power as him snapping.
Also a crazy video.
All of the Lights. I love the music in All of the Lights. The shit Kanye was saying on All the Lights wasn't that crazy to me. Like the music, the build up, the slow build up, the intro, then the song, the beat, Rihanna.
That's an
like,
orchestra for me.
So like, where's the bars at? I give you Devil in a New Dress. They both went in on that. So if we subtract Devil in the New Breath and then Devil in the New Dress, where the quotables at?
Dark Fantasy. What the fuck?
I think you peeped the scene. Can we get much higher?
No. Oh my God.
And the bars ain't there on this one, bruh. Like if we go college dropout, we could talk to bars.
Oh no,
we can talk to bars. We talking late registration, we can talk to bars. Graduation, we can talk to bars.
You know what I'm saying? Drink to the pain over, then what's worse, the pain of the hangover. Fire. The Eddie Winslow bar for at his time. Fire. This is an amazing album.
So I think it's a good album. Yeah. I think a majority of people will agree that. I think a majority of people will say that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. They'll probably give it to that over College Dropout. So I'm just saying, but it was never my thought that this was there because of the bars. I thought it was because of the sound.
I say that he came back to it. This is not a bar heavy album, but it was just refreshing. It's like I compare it to The Life of Pablo. It's like The Life of Pablo didn't have a lot of bars, but in comparison to he do Yeezus, and then he just comes back to rapping.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I thought you meant like rapping at a high level.
No, but it's just like it was a breath of fresh air when Real Friends drop and he's like just rapping again.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
We were just happy to hear him rapping.
Yeah.
Then I said he's rapping good. We were just happy.
But what is your number 4?
Nas, I Am.
This is my favorite Nas album. I ain't
gotta say nothing. Nas, I Am.
I could, man. Small World, New York State of Mind, Part 2. You know why Nas called this album I Am? Nas is like, this is an amazing.
You know why Nas called the album I Am?
Why?
Because when Moses spoke to God in the burning bush, Moses said, "Who art thou?" God said, "I am." Bro, I ain't about to explain what I am. So I ain't about to explain this. Nas, I am.
I have nothing to say about that. I already mentioned the songs is on there.
For those of y'all who don't know who I am, New York State of Mind, Hate Me Now, Small World, We Will Survive, Ghetto Prisoners, You Won't See Me Tonight, Dr. Notboot.
They got Favor for a Favor on there, don't it?
Big Thing.
Favor for a Favor.
Oh my God. Like, that album is amazing.
We not even playing. I am.
I
am.
I got nothing to say. I have nothing to say.
You guys are coming up with some great stuff. Like I'm making a playlist. Let's speak.
I got nothing to say here.
What's better than I Am?
No, it's absolutely not better.
That's still mad.
That's still mad. And even then, it's not better than this album. I like.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
I like Stillmatic.
I got Stillmatic over this.
Let me ask you this. Hey, listen. We listen. Nobody, regardless of what they just said, nobody here has been smoking crack. Okay, nobody in here has been smoking. I know they just said Stillmatic is better than I Am, but trust me, nobody has been smoking crack. I promise you, FDA, do not come raid at a different store located at 32891 Shoner. Like, do not come raid. He just said Stillmatic is better than I Am. I'm not going to fight them after the episode, I promise you.
I don't know none of them songs you just named.
I know, but don't let your lack of understanding cause you.
Because I just.
Hey, we'll save this conversation for something else, but
We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about it.
I said this. If we're in agreement,
this is what we need to do, right? Maybe this might need to be an episode. Maybe it can't be an episode. I don't know. But one day we just need to come in here and maybe invite 2 or 3 more people and just have a listening session.
yeah.
And I just need to hear some of the shit that Hank listened to. Hank need to hear some of the shit I listen to. I need to hear some of the shit Klev listened to. And just play some music and have some conversations based around playing the actual music on a platform that will allow us to play music. But let's go on to number 3 because we getting, you know what I'm saying?
This is like, I'm literally changing the order as we speak.
He cheating.
It's hard.
that's cheating.
You know, like when you go to the studio, you send somebody your song with the verse, and then you write your verse, and then they change their verse. He changing his verse.
This is difficult. This is so difficult.
Logic, you've made him change his
I mean, he
approach.
changed his verse, so that ain't what he recorded. We was at the studio.
This is difficult. But my number 3 is Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style. That's my number 3.
Classic album.
Classic
I
album.
have this as
Game changer.
the greatest, one of the greatest albums of all time. Easily the greatest album to come from the West Coast for me.
It's a game changer.
This was a complete album that the skits didn't bog this album down. It actually added to
That's
it.
what I was going to ask about because you didn't like Kanye because of the skits, but Doggy Style with the skits. But you answered that.
Yeah,
I feel like it bogged down.
it added to the feel. Once again, production, amazing,
So
amazing. And then let me get.
There's a lot of production. Well, most of the production was given to Dr. Dre, but Daz did a lot of work on this album.
Yes, he did. And honestly, I didn't learn that until recently, to be really honest.
There was grumblings back then.
But like Gin and Juice Anthem, that's a song.
That's a Dre beat, though.
That's a song. That song is about to be 30 years old. You can play that song right now.
I have a question for you, right?
Okay.
And this is just this. I don't disagree with. I didn't put Doggy Style on mine.
It was an honorable mention of yours.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here's my thing with Doggy Style coming out in '93.
Yeah.
What age were you? You ain't gotta tell me what year it was, but just what age were you when you really felt like you could appreciate Doggy Style?
Well, here's the thing. I heard the Dogfather first.
Okay.
So a lot of my musical influences in the early 90s came from my older brother.
Okay.
So whatever cassette or CDs that he got, that's what I listened to. That's how I got introduced to Method Man, Bread Man, Blackout 1. That's how I got introduced to Ludacris, Watermouth. That's how I got introduced to C-Bo, Any Mid Estate. That's how I got introduced to C-Murder, Bossellini, C-Murder, Life or Death. That's how I got introduced to these projects. Okay. So Doggy Style was one of those projects. I first heard it, maybe I was 12, 13. So this is early 2000s. So I heard this way later. Okay. Way later. I heard the Dogfather first. And I thoroughly enjoyed that project.
So are you saying at that age, at 12, 13, that's when you fully digested the Doggy Style, knew what you were listening to?
Yeah, because
when you first heard it.
That's when I first heard it. And then you have to remember, at this time, I've heard, this is when like Lay Low, Drop It Like It's Hot, Beautiful, like all these are like big songs that I've heard. But as far as like his albums, you know what I'm saying? So I got onto it late, but for me, when I heard that album, that was the moment to where I listened to it and I was like, I understand why this album was so big in '93. Okay. I understand. Okay. Like it transported me into a moment in time.
It was the hot tub time machine.
But let's understand this, right? We talked about the Dogfather, right?
Right.
If you're during that time when Doggy Style comes out, right?
Right.
And then the Dog Father drops, you would understand my position on why I felt about the Dog Father. Because it was like you went from Doggy Style to this.
Because I
Logic, did you get
I
that
know
feel?
exactly what you're saying.
I compare it to how people felt like how Game went from the documentary to the Doctor's Advocate. That could be made the same, but no. You have to remember when Doctor's Advocate first came out, it was commercially it was panned. The fact that Dre was not on that album.
Yes.
When I first heard it, I'm like, yo, this. I felt like that was a more personal album than a documentary. I'm like, yo, fuck the fact that Dr. Dre. This is a quality album.
I'm gonna let you go, John.
For the documentary, I thought the best songs on there weren't produced by Dr. Dre.
Okay.
So I wasn't disappointed that Dr. Dre didn't produce.
But like
the second album.
I make the similar parallels though between the two artists and their first two albums.
I get what you're saying.
Sans Dr. Dre.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But like Gin and Juice, Murder Was the Case, Lottie Dottie, Pump Pump.
It's hard.
This is a complete
It's a
complete
tough
album.
act. It's a tough act to
And then
follow.
like the little kid in the skit end up being Bow Wow.
And let me say this, right? I this is off topic, but somebody put on Facebook that they're talking about legends. They said Lil Bow Wow was a legend and Snoop Dogg wasn't a legend.
What?
If you're watching this podcast, please take a big gulp of bleach. Thank you. That's all I want to say.
Murder Was the Case that they gave June. Go ahead. What's your
My number three is Outkast, ATLians.
Woo!
Now this is one I don't have an opinion on because I didn't hear it.
Oh my God!
And now y'all see why I talk to Klever, how reckless I be talking to him.
Two dope
This
boys in a
It's
Cadillac.
just two dope boys in a Cadillac.
Wheels of steel.
Man, ATLians, Jazzy Bell, Elevators, me and you.
Oh my God!
Your mama is your
Clev,
cousin
when we
too.
leave here, you are listening to that album on the
Yeah,
way
what?
home.
Never heard it either. I heard the song you just was singing.
Y'all niggas.
But
I
okay.
hate
Now, but look, for me,
Whatever excuse you about to give is about to be
no. It's not an excuse. It's just honesty and
I got you later, Hank. Clev, you are listening to that
it's just
shit on the
no. It's not an excuse. It's just honesty and context.
Yeah.
I know a lot of their music. I've never listened to any of their albums.
How does that make? You
This
know,
what happens when you be in a room full of kids,
but
man.
wait, listen, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying, but it's just me being honest.
you don't know the music if you haven't heard it.
That's just me being honest, though. Like I know a lot of I know the singles, but I can't say I've sat and listened to an Outkast project. That's not saying that they don't have amazing albums. I just haven't heard it.
But
Logic, would you like to elaborate on this project?
I'm not
here?
elaborating on.
And that's fine.
No, man, it's good. No, but for real though, like for me, ATLians was my introduction to Outkast. I got on Southern Playalistic after I heard ATLians. Of course, you know me and you.
Now I
took
will
over.
say a lot of people. Now, why you rank this over Aquemini? Because a lot of people would say that that's their best album.
Stars.
They gave
Five mics.
Aquemini 5 mics because they didn't give Outkast 5 mics. By this time, the Source magazine, the mics was kind of watered down. You could buy mics. They was giving,
It wasn't
going
honest
back
at
and
that
giving
point.
retroactive mics. Like a lot of down south music wasn't getting the props it should have got. For me, ATLians again is a perfect album. For one, it changed the game.
It's better than Aquemini, I'll say that.
It's better than Aquemini is dope. But
Aquemini dope.
it's like, to me, ATLians and Aquemini is like ATLians is a 9.5, Aquemini is a 9. But they gave ATLians a 7 when it came out.
But listen, this is what I need though. Like,
We got you.
put me on game.
But see,
man.
got you.
Put me on game.
Here's the thing though, like a lot of times with music, like, and there's certain artists who didn't make my list at all, who I know people who know, how you ain't gonna have him on there. But a lot of times, some music is like, if you miss the moment, you just missed it.
Yeah.
Like right now, I could play a crunk era classic right now that people right now might be like, eh. Because if you wasn't there for the crunk era,
But I was there.
if
Like,
you wasn't there,
it resonates with me.
If y'all wasn't wearing the pimp club cups and the oversized hats and the button down shirts that don't fit with the jeans,
you
wasn't in the club, that was a moment.
If you throw on Little Scrappy, no problem,
Man,
now.
Throw on Nuck If You Buck right now and see if somebody don't remember when we had beef 7 years ago. Like, it's just certain songs that you had to be there for.
But no, man,
but my thing is with this,
yeah.
with ATL, it might have been a thing that you might have had to be there for.
Okay.
Because for one, they came left field, like ATLian, spelled ATL like Atlanta.
Now, also, what year did this album was
96.
released? Okay.
So
And it also, and Logic, you might not agree.
what?
It had the dopest intro ever. I'm sorry, I love it.
Came into this world high as a bird. From secondhand cocaine powder, never tooted business in my veins. I know it sounds absurd. Bro, the You May Die intro, yeah, fire.
Yes.
Bro, but it was a moment, though. It came with a comic book insert. It was called ATLians. They spelled it ATLLIENS, like aliens, because they felt, even at that time, they felt outcasted from the Atlanta sound. Like, we from ATL, and we kind of out. So they took that whole thing and went further with it and gave it a whole space age type feel. Like, dog, we feel outcast in our own city.
Listening to this.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So ATL to me is my favorite of Two Dope Boys in a Cadillac, ATLians, Wheels of Steel, Jazzy Bell, Over the Woods, Babylon, Decatur Psalms. Like,
No, listen.
this doesn't.
I'm going to
Mainstream.
Listen,
Oh my God.
I'm going. Listen,
Check it
so
out.
I'm going to
Oh,
go
no,
back.
He's gonna make you. He gonna make you.
Oh, you don't have no choice.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. Listen.
You
to-
riding with me.
I'm gonna listen to this, and I'm gonna listen to the score.
Cool.
So far,
Cool.
I'm going to go back.
All right. But see, so we can't really debate it on this one because you ain't heard it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to go back and forth on it. You know what I'm saying? So what's your number two?
This was so hard for me.
Oh my God,
was
this
He's
is
about to say something crazy.
He's gonna-
Avril Lavigne,
okay.
He's gonna say Vanilla Ice.
Lil Kim.
Vanilla
This
Ice.
was there. It's almost 1A, 1B for me.
Okay.
But my number two is Young Jeezy Thug Motivation 101.
Okay.
The greatest trap album of all time is not even close. Once again, 2004. I still feel like that 2003 to 2005. That time was just different. That time was just
So
different.
you was out there trapping there?
Oh no, but like I grew up around people. I
They're
grew
trying to
up.
get you indicted.
Listen.
How many bricks did you move?
I grew up around motherfuckers that was doing their thing. Don't get me wrong, but like it was like once again, just like I was talking about Doggy Style. When I first heard Thug Motivation, I'm like, this is something I've never heard anything like this before. The way that and like as a battle rapper, we can relate. It's like your validity as a battle rapper is way different when you talk a certain way. So the type of lingo that he was using, it resonated with the people of the streets. So it was like he was the voice of the voiceless. It was damn near. So like just Thug Motivation 101, Standing Ovation, and then what? Go Crazy. That's one of my favorite Jay-Z verses ever. My Hood, Bottom of the Map, Get Your Mind Right, Soul Survivor, Trap or Die with Bun B. That's How You Feel. Air Forces. Like this album is a time capsule. This transports you into a time of the Deep South in 2004. This brings me back to the 3X tall tees with the orange stickers on the front. This brings me back to Gangsta Grills and a fucking big ass fitted caps and fucking Dada Supremes with the spinners on the. It brings me back to
wore
that
those?
time. I didn't actually.
He wore the Dadas with the spinners.
But no, you know what? I did wear the. You remember the big ass fucking jeans that had the NBA logos on that?
All the patches. Play for the Atlanta Hawks, Cavalier Browns.
Right, either that or like the big ass jeans with the fucking the Fat Albert on the back pocket. Like, it brings me back to that time. But like this is a complete album, no skips. It stands the test of time. And it influenced so many artists still to this day, almost 20 years later. This is damn near a perfect album. It's damn near a perfect album.
And this is number 2.
That's number 2.
Logic, are we on your number 2?
Oh, I know where it was at. Man, you can't.
I
Really
appreciate it.
I fucks with that album.
It's in a weird place for me because like nothing you said I disagree with.
Right.
Like, but I just don't know if I would have placed it that high. Like, and I don't know why. And I'm asking myself, like, because I'm going down the list of songs: Standing Ovation, Let's Get It, and then what? Go Crazy, Last of a Dying Breed, My Hood, Bottom of the Map, Trap Star, Bang.
And like
Don't
all,
Get
and
Caught,
like I said,
Soul Survivor,
also
Trap or Die. Tear
also
It Up,
for me,
Talk
this
to 'Em.
is coming from.
That's 14 out of 20. That's fire. In my opinion, you know what I'm saying? 14 out of 20 is damn near classic. So it's like, but I'm trying to figure out why.
I feel like for my generation, it had a bigger overall impact.
What? Now, how old were you in 2005?
I was going on 14. I was 13.
Oh, so y'all was the young, dumb, impressionable kid.
Yep.
All right, because see, when it came, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause when it came out, I was what, 21, 22.
Right.
So like, I feel like.
So you was like, I've been there, done that.
for
Like,
me,
I know, yeah.
So for me, I don't feel like. I guess maybe this is where we disagree at, right? Because I don't feel like this is your generation. Like, I feel like this is my generation, and the reason I say generation is because I say. Your is when are you outside? When are you legally drinking? When are you getting into all the clubs? When are you driving around? When are you doing shit on your own?
So then that will
Like, not trying to be funny.
No.
Hold on.
Okay.
So not trying to be funny, but like, you know, in 9th, 10th grade, y'all still had to get permission.
Right.
To go outside. Like, we was out there. So I look at, like, when I'm grown, when I'm playing Go Crazy, I'm just getting off work on a Friday.
Right.
Took my car to the car wash, got my check. We about to hit the State Theater because they used to have a club at the State Theater.
Right.
I'm going to get my outfit. I'm going back to my apartment. The hose is coming through. I'm looking at it from a standpoint of personal. Like, that's kind of how I look at when I say generation. When were you really outside to enjoy everything it had to offer?
I'm 32, so I was probably about 16 maybe. When
You're
that
still in
shit
high
came
school?
out. In high school, but I was driving at 16.
Okay. But were you staying on your own, or were you?
But I was still I was able to be out to 12
But you wasn't out to 2.
I was working.
You wasn't in the club with a bottle in your hand when they played.
The club.
So it's different.
So using your logic, you would say my era would be the 2011, 2012 period.
So this is kind of how I look at it.
Okay.
This just, and I could be wrong. This is just me. When it speaks to your generation, I'm saying, were you able to participate in whatever that had to offer? To give you a perfect example, like what's the shit that everybody watched? The Dragon Ball Z shit.
Right.
That wasn't my generation. Right? Because although I was like in high school when that came out, like I wasn't rushing home to watch cartoons the way the middle schoolers and elementary schoolers were. It's like I was going to basketball practice, then going to work, then writing the term paper. So I wasn't there for let's hurry up and get home to watch Dragon Ball and then come home to talk about it.
Right.
So although I was old enough to see it, I didn't experience it the way y'all did.
Okay.
If Jeezy was talking about popping bottles, trapping, being in the club, having hoes over, I had my own crib, I had a job, I had a car, I could buy a bottle, I could stand on the couch in the club, and y'all niggas was sneaking in the club, sneaking and drinking y'all. So it's like you wasn't really. It's not a knock.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you.
But the difference is though, like it's like right now, my little 3-year-old can probably repeat some words that's on whatever song they watch.
Because
on YouTube, but he not in that moment.
Because before he gets to number 2, I'm gonna give you my perspective on what I feel like our eras are in music. I feel like the moment you are at age of when you're not under the influence of music that you're around. For instance, at a young age, I was influenced by a lot of shit my older brother had. So I feel like my era is like when I was like 12, 13, 14 in middle school, when I'm searching for music myself and finding shit that I like.
But see, and I don't disagree with you. And this is just difference of
right.
opinion.
And I love it.
Like me, I was born in '83. So I was alive when Magic Johnson was playing in the NBA. I remember watching Magic Johnson on TV.
Yep.
But I didn't know what 3 in the key was.
Yep.
I didn't know if they said go to the wing. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what a triple dope. I was just watching Magic Johnson, and they told me he was dope, so I'm watching it. He must be dope. Can I get a jersey? Everybody like, but Jordan, I knew what basketball was.
Oh, yeah.
I knew what a play was. I knew what the triangle offense was. I understood what was going on, and I can participate in it. So that's kind of how I look at generations. Like,
Now we Kobe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't call Jordan your generation if you weren't old enough to sit there. And now the young kids is LeBron because they are experiencing. They might have saw Kobe. They might have saw a couple games towards the end of his career.
But we saw LeBron.
But do you remember Black Mamba?
Career.
Do you remember Kobe Sprite commercial?
So you should have said that about. You should have said that about the Snoop album rather than the G.
But he gave his explanation for the Snoop album.
Yeah.
He said that he went back and listened to it afterwards, and he only got put on it by his brother. So he's like, yo, I wasn't there for that. That wasn't me, but I got on it after. So it's like, but my whole point with the Jeezy album was I was questioning myself, like, yo, why Jeezy ain't on mine? Because it fit the criteria. I wasn't taking a shot at him. And like that,
Okay.
But what I was saying was that was my era. And I remember everything that album had to offer. I remember how the females felt when they came over. You had Jeezy playing.
That's an amazing.
When you pick them up in Jeezy bumping, and then you ain't had no sound, so you just turn the treble and the bass up all the way, so your car rattling for no damn reason. It's like somebody put a towel over his mouth. Like, bro, I remember all that. So it's like,
So yeah, that's an amazing album.
Yeah,
What's your number 2 though?
Oh, my number 2 is JC Blueprint.
I also nothing to say about this album.
Exactly. Like, and that's the thing. Like, and that's what I think is always going to be different with a list from my list to your list, my age to your age.
Right.
It's because so many people done told y'all throughout your whole life that Jay-Z Blueprint, this, that, whatever. These albums been so tough and ingrained in your head that when somebody say something about it, it's kind of hard for you to disagree. Because everybody says it's a classic. What can I say? Even if you don't bump it. Whereas somebody say Future, and it's like that ain't been ingrained in your head.
Now, to be fair, this was an album I heard when it first came out.
But how old were you though?
I was 9. I was 9.
See, that don't count.
Yeah.
I don't think that count. Like
Blueprint, not my favorite.
Yeah, Blueprint to me is everything that you look for in a rap. There's nothing that you look for in a rap album that Blueprint don't have. There's nothing that you look for in a classic body of work that Blueprint don't have.
Lyrical exercise, girls,
beats,
Hova, yeah, this is
beats and rhymes and impact.
Ace of the Izzo was a huge single. I think the Takeover over time proved to be a way better song than Ether.
I think it proved it then. We just like the fact that he was saying names.
But that's I think that's the cool thing about our list is that I rank Doggy Style in my top 3, and that was an honorable mention, and you rank Blueprint in your top 3, and that was an honorable mention.
And the reason, and I wanted, so most of my honorable mentions would have been on my list. So what I did was because I feel strongly about when we ranking music and ranking albums and that type of thing that we have to pay homage.
Oh yeah,
I don't think it's fair to rank music and not pay homage, right? So, but I felt like that would have took away a lot of the conversation because all the albums, when I did my top 10, all the albums that were in my honorable mention were in my top 10. And I'm like, let me take some of that out and let me put in some more current, some more relevant music that we can actually discuss. Because everybody knows Straight Outta Compton, NWA is a classic. There's no debate.
I mean, yeah.
And you can't even debate that because it came out in the 80s. Like, you wasn't there for that. So it's like, you can't debate that. You can't debate It Takes a Nation.
To be fair, that was one of like the 3 albums in the 80s that I listened to.
And you didn't like that?
I did like that album.
So he listened to 3 albums in the 80s, liked one of them, and it was okay. but we're not doing it. But like Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation. You wasn't there for that. I remember when everybody was wearing the medallions and the cross colors and the Malcolm X pieces, and everybody was walking around. My brother, this. I remember what that did. You know what I'm saying? Eric B. and Rakim paid in full to this day. Like it's certain albums, but it's like it's not fair to you for me to get on my house. Like, you ain't there for that. I was barely there for that. You know, I caught it on the back end.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So I purposely took a lot of that.
Blueprint 1 is definitely in a class. That's a classic album. That's a
But
play.
it's certain albums that even for your age range, like Blueprint is one of them ones that I don't understand how it don't make your top 10. For all the 80s and early 90s, like if Doggy Style didn't make your top 10,
it was right there for
like
me.
I don't get how Dirty Sprite is there, but Blueprint is not. I don't get how 2014 Forest Hill is there, but Blueprint is not. Like it's certain ones but that's just my perspective.
To answer your question about those two albums, I was at an age to where I was able to appreciate them when they first came out. Like when it was like for your criteria, I was there when those albums came out.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if you could put Doggy Style, then you could put Blueprint.
I could have.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like understanding the dynamic. That's why I put criteria, because a lot of times what happens is, and we're going to try to wrap this up in about 5 minutes because we already had an hour. But what happens is we lie to ourselves. And let me not say you. Me. I lie to myself, right? I have favorites. And when it's my favorite, I will justify my favorite. Like, because it's my favorite.
Right.
But when I put criteria... Now I gotta.
Right.
Does it fit the criteria? If it don't fit the criteria, I can't lie to myself.
Nah, if I did my list off of your criteria, the Blueprint makes it.
So, but whatever your criteria is, if you put criteria and you hold every album, run down that list of criteria, because then you run down that list of criteria and you say Doggy Style. I wasn't there for it, but my brother put me up on it. I heard it late. I heard Dogfather first. I heard Beautiful first, and then I went back and heard this, and oh my God. So you already made it clear to listeners now that you can go back and appreciate old music.
I can't disagree with nothing.
So it's like
I can't disagree with that.
So it's like, then why can't you go back and do that for Blueprint? Why can't you go back and do that for AT Alien? Why can't you go back and do that? Because the same criteria will fit for everything. So it's just like, so for me, I know I want to put my favorite albums on here. I know I want to put Styles P, Gangsta and the Gentleman on here, but it don't fit the criteria. My personal favorite, one of my favorites. I know I want to put Pharoah Monch on here, Internal Affairs, but it don't fit the criteria. So like I had to hold myself to something and put everybody through that same gauntlet. So that's why
I can't disagree with anything this man is saying.
So Jay, like for me, when I heard Song Cry, when I heard You Don't Know, when I heard 90, my bad, I'm almost called it 92 Bricks. I listened to it so much. Never changed. Lost 92 bricks. I had to fall back from the first to the fifth. I gave it all back.
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite beats.
This is before rap. This is all facts. I never like, bro.
Did Kanye do that beat?
I think.
Did he do that? Okay, I just need to make sure.
So that was crazy. So for me, but let's get to what's your number one? Hold on. Do we got drum roll? No, we don't. I know for sure we don't.
No, we don't. I'm pretty sure we don't.
I know for sure we don't. What's your number one, Claire?
One of y'all got this number one.
For my personal criteria, a complete album, a moment in time that defined really my childhood and where I grew up in, and then overall impact, 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying is my number one. I think
That's a shocker.
I think, and I never thought of being my number one until I really sat and really thought about it yesterday making this list. Going back and listening to that song, listening to just the album, listening to What Up Gangsta, listening to Heat, listening to Wangsta. Wangsta is
one that don't stand test of time to me.
But for me, Wangsta is one of the unique diss songs that was also a hit record. A lot of diss songs don't be hit records. But that was a diss song that was playing in the club. In the club, also, once again, reminded us Dr. Dre is that nigga.
See, Wangsta is one of them songs, they got one of them lines. That's damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. Fuck happened.
Many men. He got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing. That's one of the most impactful bars.
This is what you do, man. Like you pick Like, it's kind of hard to debate Get Rich or Die Trying. It's hard to debate Many Men. And then you quote like one of the most obscure ass lines. Like, if you gonna quote a line off 50 up from Get Rich, nigga, if you was smart, you would be shooking me. Cause I get sick of looking for you, shoot your mama crib and make your ass look for me. Like, that's the shit that we quoting. When he talking like that line to this day. Man, what?
I ain't playing.
That whole hook. Like, if you listen to what he's saying, when it's beef, cock it and dump it, the drama really means nothing to me. I ride by and blow your brains out. There's no way you can stop it. No way you can cock it when niggas run up on you with them things out.
But like, I do what I want to do.
But just that bar right there, if you've ever had a gun on you, if you ever been in that type of situation, there's no way you can stop it. There's no way you can cock it. If you got your gun on your hip and you got to cock that bitch, it's too late.
Yeah.
Then,
like, while you cocking that bitch, they letting off. Like, when you hear certain shit like that, you know a nigga really been in them situations.
Let me add that to my playlist.
Back Down is a top 5 diss record for me.
Easy to see when you look at me, if you look closely, 50 don't back
But
down.
then he also blended in a lot of commercially successful tracks. PIMP, 21 Questions.
Trash. Let's be honest. Those trash songs. Like, we gonna keep it in. But look though, but back then in that time you had to do that.
Right.
You
but
had
then
to
he
get
had
a girl record. You had
right,
to get Snoop Dogg or somebody on the
then
hook.
like gotta make it to heaven. You not like me. Life's on the line.
Scream murder, I don't believe you murder. Like, he got some shit. But it was like, I understand the trash. Like, yeah, like, I understand. I know, I'm sorry, Ledge. I know it's not supposed to be trash, but it's like, I understand. But see, songs like that, you had to do that. Like 50 Cent made it clear. The reason he signed with Dre is because they gave him $1 million. When they invest that money in you during this time in music, and although the album dropped in 2003, they probably started recording sometime with Dre at least late 2002, late 2001, early 2002. The rule in rap was you had to have a club record, you had to have a girl record, you had to have a posse record.
It checked.
And the funny thing is, In the Club wasn't supposed to be a club record.
No.
Dre didn't like In the Club when he heard it. He gave him that beat to be a street record. And when he made In the Club with it, him and Dre fought over In the Club.
Shout out to Royce. We checking boxes over here.
Yeah, so it's like,
but
the whole point was just, the only point I was making was that I give this certain albums a pass because although it has some trash on here, in my opinion, songs that clearly are attempts at radio. 21 Questions, clearly attempt at radio. Wankster, clearly, let me poke the bear, let me poke at Ja Rule, who at this time was the man. You like, P.I. on what you heard about me. I'm a motherfucking P.I. Like,
also, that remix was some heat.
He ain't never made a song like that again in his life.
No. But
like, he don't do that.
For me, this is the definition of a perfect album. For me. That's my number one.
See, I don't consider a perfect album. I consider a perfect first album. Okay. It's the definition of a perfect first album. Okay. Your misses are clearly misses that you made because somebody made you do it.
Because I also love The Massacre.
So
I think The Massacre don't get the credit it deserves.
I kind of figured 50 Cent was going to be on your list. That's why I didn't speak on that when y'all was talking earlier about album and then let down. Like, that was my version of an album and then a let down. Like, you came with this. And you came with Massacre.
I love The Massacre.
I think The Massacre don't get I think that don't get the respect it deserves.
Yeah.
It gets the respect it deserves.
No.
Yes, it does. The problem is, listen, you can't. You play basketball. You 6'7". You dunk from the free throw line 1 year. The next year in the dunk contest, you can't dunk from the free throw line again. Don't nobody care. You did it already. You got to dunk from further back.
Get Rich or Die Trying is a tough act to follow.
That's the problem.
That's all it is.
If you a boxer and your first 5 fights, you knock a nigga out with the first punch. And then fight number 6, you punch a nigga and you knock him down, but he get up on 8. Like, okay, you knocked the nigga down the first punch, but your last 6 fights, you knocked the nigga out first punch. He didn't get up. Fight was over.
It's just a tough act to follow. That's all it is.
It's not that it don't get the respect. It's that we seen what you can do. And now
I felt the same way with Doggy Style and
you know what I'm saying.
Okay, you know what?
And that's what I'm saying. All right, that's how I felt.
He jumped out the window. The bar, like Logic always said, the bar's been set.
And that's my problem with
so you have to go above and beyond that bar.
That's the problem.
You can't even equal that bar. You have to go above and beyond that bar. Second go round.
The album was so successful that it coined the term the 50 Cent syndrome.
Yeah.
That you put out a project so amazing. No matter what, from that moment on, you're always going to be critiqued on that level.
And that's why he
problem
got
is-
dogged out for Curtis.
And the problem is,
And Curtis wasn't really that bad. Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't
But it's
nowhere
like
near.
they will forever hold you to that scale.
It wasn't near the stratosphere.
no matter what.
Clev, what's your favorite food?
Steak.
What's your favorite food, John?
Catfish.
Catfish. Let's say you just ate 5 fillets of catfish from your favorite spot.
It's a lot of catfish.
That's the point. So you just ate 3 porterhouse steaks. You done had your little drink. You chilling. If you smoke, you smoke. And then they come and slide another steak in front of you. Come and slide another 5 catfish fillets in front of you.
Your big ass would use food to make a fucking point.
Because the point is, yeah, right. Because the point is, it's hard to pretend like you hungry when you full.
Okay.
All right.
That porterhouse ain't gonna look as good in front of you after you done ate 2.
Right.
That catfish ain't gonna look as good in front of you after you done ate 5.
Right.
50 Cent, he completed his goal first album. His goal was to get rich or die trying.
Yeah.
I got rich and I didn't have to die trying. Oh, I still got to do this?
I respect
I'm
it.
rich now.
I respect it.
I just dropped my album. I just went on tour. I just did the Shady tour with Eminem. I done did it. I'm fucking Vivica Fox. I got my side bitches. I done bought
G-Unit album.
He did everything, even before G-Unit album. He done did everything he wanted to do. Yeah. He got his movie deal. He got his shoes. He got his clothing line. But I don't have to. And then he lucked up on a vitamin water deal, invested in that early. I ain't got to do. I got to go do the massacre. Nigga, I'm rich.
Okay, before we get into your number one, can I make a guess?
Go ahead. Wrong.
I'm gonna say
I think I might know who it is because you mentioned this person and said he was gonna get back to it, and we never got back to it.
who is that?
I'm thinking it might be this person, and we all gonna be shocked if I think who it is.
Not shocking. I don't think nobody on my list was a shocker so far.
I know I'm wrong, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. Tupac, Me Against the World. Okay.
Joe Budden mood music. No, I'm just kidding. I know he ain't got no Joe Budden.
No. Sugar Hill. Okay.
Who was the one I said I was gonna get back to? Okay. I just didn't remember. I was trying to remember what the conversation was. Who's your number one?
My number one is 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh yeah, that was your number one. My number one is Tupac, Machiavelli.
I knew it was Pac. I knew it was Pac though.
And it was between.
I didn't know it was Pac.
It was between.
Argue.
It was between Machiavelli and All Eyes on Me, but I went with Machiavelli because I was a little bit older when Machiavelli came out. And Blasphemy is one of my favorite songs of all time.
I love that song.
So it was like, for me, like I remember loving All Eyes on Me. I think I was like in 5th grade at the time it came out, and I remember bumping California Love like crazy. I remember bumping a lot of the radio songs but I didn't really know. That's my point. That's my point.
There we go.
That's my point. So
but
it was
listen,
like,
I'm gonna give you a fun fact. I am a junior in high school, and shout out to my English teacher, Miss Whitehead. We actually we was talking about like similes and like different meanings in media, and as an example, we actually broke down Tupac, Me and My Girlfriend. Mm-hmm. As far as what he was portraying and what he was saying, but when you dig deeper, it's a whole completely different meaning.
yeah.
So listen, my personal favorite Tupac album is All Eyes on Me. But like I said, I love Blasphemy. I love Me and My Girlfriend. I love the Bomb's first intro. Like,
So Tupac, Machiavelli dropped in 96. Start off with Bomb first. Like that. First of all, does anybody know, did he say Suge shot me?
I felt like he did.
I felt like he said Suge shot me. What did he say?
That's what they say he said, but
What do you think he
doubt
said?
it.
What do you think it was said right there?
No, they said he probably said you should have shot me. Like he should have shot me.
I've heard that, but I never.
That's what I heard.
I thought it was so ridiculous that I didn't even.
But what do you think he said though? You know what we talk about, Hank? Yeah. What did he say?
That nigga whispered. He whispered that bitch.
You think he said what?
Should have shot me. I don't think he said should have shot me.
But he why did he say you should have shot me if he had already been shot?
Like who was he? Like who he talking to?
But he recorded it. Obviously recorded it before he. he got shot.
It could be either or. It could really be either or.
Somebody said Suge shot me. I mean, I don't know.
But
anyway.
To give more credit to your pick, because that album has Hail Mary, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
So Bomb First, Hail Mary, Toss It Up, To Live and Die in L.A., Blasphemy, Life of an Outlaw,
Against
Just Like
All
Daddy,
Odds.
Crazy, White Man's World, Me and My Girlfriend, Hold Your Head. Stop me when I get to a skippable.
Every song is
Against
dope.
All Odds. Like, not a skippable. Everything fire. Was not out-rapped by any feature
Every
on any
song was
song.
dope.
Every song went hard.
Every song was
like, bro,
fire.
stand, like, bro,
I'm gonna tell you a story. When it first came out, I didn't like it.
you did.
It took a couple listens, but by the second or third time I listened, I was all in.
Allow me to introduce first.
Yeah.
Now listen,
first listen, I was like,
I've heard this album before, but I'm definitely gonna go back and give it a deep dive.
What a deep dive.
And look, I watched the
Oh,
documentary.
wait. Get what a deep dive.
This, like, I've heard it before, but this was years ago.
So you ain't yet.
Oh, well, but look.
Hey, can we vote him off the island real quick?
If you listen to Against All Odds and you watch the documentaries of
All Eyes on Me.
what was going on in New York with the thugs out there during that time, he mentions some names that you don't know if you don't pay attention to it. Because at the end, he said, gunshot to Tut, guns up.
Now you stuck.
Now you stuck. Tut is a guy. He's a real life guy. He's in prison right now. He was from Brooklyn, I believe, and he was running around sticking people up. So the names he's mentioning are real people.
Fuck the rap game, nigga. This MOB. So believe
So,
me, we enemy. Go
When
against all
I
odds.
just realized it's like 2 years ago who Tut was.
Okay, so let me ask.
So
you
look,
this.
y'all. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. We about to wrap this real quick. We almost going on an hour and a half, man. We about to continue this real quick though, off cam. Run down your top 10 real quick. Who was your top 10? Okay. I'll run down mine while he following his. My number 1, Machiavelli, Tupac. Number 2, Blueprint, Jay-Z. Number 3, AT-Aliens, Outkast. Number 4, I Am, Nas. Number 5 is Dark as Hell is Hot, DMX. Number 6, College Dropout, Kanye West. Number 7, Teflon Don, Rick Ross. Number 8, Damn, Kendrick Lamar. 9, The Score, Fugees. 10, B with comment. And I gave honorable mention to NWA, Straight Outta Compton, Public Enemy, Take a Nation, Eric B. and Rakim, Paid in Full, Wu-Tang Forever, Eminem, Slim Shady LP, Doggy Style by Snoop, Chronic by Dre, Things Fall Apart by The Roots, and Murder Music by Mobb Deep.
Okay, so my list, I'm gonna go from bottom up. I gave honorable mention to Lupe Fiasco's Food and Liquor, Rick Ross, Rich Forever, Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, Method Man, Red Man, Blackout, Tyler the Creator, Flower Boy, and Dr. Dre 2001. My number 10 is Future, Dirty Sprite 2. Number 9, J. Cole, Forest Hill Drive. Number 8, Cameron, Purple Haze. Number 7, Lil Wayne, Carter 2. Number 6, Drake, Take Care. Number 5, The Game, Documentary. Number 4, Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Number 2, Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style. Number 3, Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style. Number 2, Young Jeezy, Thug Motivation, and 101. And number 1, 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Number 1, 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. Number 1, 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. This is your boy, Project Logic, here with your boy, Klev.
This is your boy, Klev.
You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
make sure y'all subscribe to Hank Nation TV. Shout out to Plug City. Shout out to ASG Radio. Make sure y'all subscribe. Shout out to the beautiful women at the Honeybee Podcast.
Shout 'em out, shout 'em out,
Ari
shout
B,
'em out.
Honey Foreign. Make sure y'all go check them
Dope
out.
Ideas
Dope
Media.
Ideas Media. We are back. Shout out to my brother Logic. Shout out
Yes,
to
sir.
June. Shout out to Hank, man. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe,
Facts.
man.
And make sure y'all comment how trash Klev listen.
Comment
please.
down below. Let us know your top 10.
God is good.
Let's have a conversation,
Let
man.
us know Klev's is whack. We out.
We out.